Have you ever felt that the planet itself is trying to tell us something? Or have you noticed that the storms feel angrier, the seasons more confused, the silence is deafening? The truth is that the world we all know is collapsing around us, and most of us are too distracted to notice. Forests are disappearing in days, oceans are boiling silently beneath the waves, and ice that has survived for millennia is vanishing into the sea. Species vanish before we even know their names. Fires consume entire continents, and rivers dry up, leaving landscapes that were once alive as deserts of dust. At this very moment, the planet is screaming, but we can't hear it over our own noise. Smoke chokes the horizon, storms surge with deadly force. The Earth is no longer patient. Every flood, every wildfire, every extinct species is a countdown ticking toward a world that may no longer support us. I'm Alex Turner. This isn't a warning for tomorrow. It's happening now. And if we continue to ignore it, there may be nothing left to save. Mother Nature is sending her warning, so you should subscribe. The world is getting hotter. Every year the numbers seem unbelievable, yet they keep rising. The hottest day, the hottest month, the hottest decade ever recorded. It's as if Earth itself is running a fever, a warning that grows stronger with every passing season. But this fever didn't appear out of nowhere. It began with something quiet, something invisible, a slow accumulation of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, each molecule lingering in the air longer than it should, thickening the atmosphere like a heavy blanket. At first, this blanket felt comforting. It trapped warmth, allowed life to flourish. But we kept adding more, burning more, releasing more, until comfort became suffocation. And while we were busy living our lives, one part of the planet has been absorbing almost all the excess heat we've created. Let's take the ocean for an example. Imagine the sea as a giant lung that is steady, ancient, reliable, and tasked with the job of breathing in the planet's warmth with every wave. But now, that lung is weary. More than 90% of the extra heat from global warming sinks beneath the waves, pushing the ocean to temperatures it was never meant to hold. And when the ocean warms, everything changes. Currents shift, weather patterns warp, storms grow more violent. But the most heartbreaking change lies deep underwater, where a reef which was once brilliantly alive are now fading away, bleaching, turning ghost white as the heat becomes too much to bear. It's like watching underwater cities crumble into silence, homes lost, ecosystems erased, entire food webs collapse. Fishermen return with empty nets. Coastlines face rising seas as warm water expands inch by inch, swallowing land that once felt permanent. We are at that point now because the world is overheating, and nature is speaking through every cracked shoreline, every bleached reef, and every suffocating wave nature's messages. When a fever rises, the body fights for survival. Earth is fighting now. From wildfires to droughts, water and fire are the twin forces that have shaped life since the beginning of time. But now, they've become the destroyers. Awareness of the fact that the world is burning and drying at the same time is a movement everyone needs to take part in. In Australia, the sky once turned blood red as the black summer fires roared across forests, older than civilization. In Canada, flames danced across millions of acres in 2023, sending smoke so far it turned cities thousands of miles away into ghost towns from Greece to Spain. Mediterranean summers now feel like standing inside a furnace. These fires don't behave like the ones we grew up seeing. They move faster, burn hotter, create their own weather. Mega fires, a new word for a new reality. But fire doesn't start alone. Before the flames come, the droughts, rivers like the Colorado and Yangtze, which were once steady lifelines, now flow shallow and anxious, dwindling year after year. Reservoirs shrink, fields turn to dust. Farmers watch the sky for rain that no longer keeps its promises. The land itself feels thirsty. As global temperatures rise, evaporation intensifies. Moisture disappears from soil, leaves, and forests until the earth becomes firewood while waiting for a spark. One lightning strike, one downed power line, one careless moment, and the world ignites. Scientists predicted this decades ago, but predictions are now reality. Heat dries the forests, drought weakens them, fire finishes the story. And through all of this, through the smoke, the dust, the silence of empty rivers, there's a message woven into the scorched earth. Nature's message here is: life depends on balance. Fire without water, heat without rain. This is what happens when harmony breaks. Extreme weather is causing an age of unpredictability. It begins quietly, a gentle breeze over warm waters. The birds still sing. The clouds drift lazily across the sky. Then, without warning, the world roars. Storms are no longer predictable. Once rare, 100-year storms now strike every few years. Hurricanes surge with unprecedented strength. Floods sweep through valleys that had been dry for decades. Tornadoes carve paths through communities that thought they were safe. Warming oceans and disrupted jet streams fuel this chaos. Currents spiral faster, air becomes unstable. Rainfalls intensify. Storms feed on heat the planet can no longer contain. From Pakistan to the United States, Africa to the Caribbean, disasters no longer feel isolated. They are the rhythm of a planet in upheaval. In Pakistan, rivers overflowed, swallowing towns whole. Across the US, hurricanes tore through coastlines with a fury that left landscapes unrecognizable. Everywhere, the message is the same. The rules have changed. The Earth no longer plays by patterns written in the last century. Every storm carries a warning. Nature's message here is: predictability is a luxury Earth can no longer afford. Now, mass extinctions and pollinator decline. Every creature plays a note in Earth's symphony. The birds, the bees, the bats, the butterflies, each a vital chord in a harmony billions of years in the making. But the music is fading. Species are disappearing at a rate never seen in human history. Pollinators, which are the tiny architects of life, now decline with each passing year. Bees, once buzzing with life, now vanish from fields. Butterflies blink out like sparks of color in a grey sky. Bats, silently guiding ecosystems, are gone from the night. Without them, crops fail, fruit disappears from markets, forests lose their resilience, food chains collapse, and with each lost species, we erase not just life, but memory. Millions of years of evolution vanish before our eyes. Imagine a forest without insects. No pollination, no fruit. The silence is deafening. This is more than loss. It's a warning written in extinction, a call from the living world to the humans who depend on it. Nature's message here is: every life lost is a note silenced. Protect the music, or the symphony ends with it, as well as your own survival. Melting ice and rising seas, the planet's slow tears. At the poles, cracks are forming. Ice that has survived millennia drifts into the oceans. Mountains of frozen water, each as large as a city, carve into the sea, sending waves across the globe. The albedo effect intensifies. The reflective ice disappears, and the planet absorbs even more heat. Sea levels rise quietly at first. For small island nations like Tuvalu, the threat is immediate. Families watch as the ocean encroaches on homes, cemeteries, schools. Streets flood where life once moved freely. Even in Miami, familiar beaches now vanish under high tides. forcing humans to confront the slow, patient power of water. This isn't just about ice. It's about the memory of Earth itself, where landscapes are carved over eons, cultures built on the assumption of stability, civilizations trusting in maps that no longer hold nature's messages. Cause me to sweat, and I will claim your future. Pandemics, the invisible rebellion. The line between wild and human has never been this thinner, as it is in this present time. Every forest we cut, every species we displace, every wet market or farmland encroachment brings us closer to the end of nature's microscopic defense. Viruses do not emerge out of malice. They are the echoes of ecosystems under strain, tiny warnings encoded in biology. When habitats shrink and species are forced into human spaces, spillovers occur. What was once a remote animal virus can leap across species, and suddenly in no time, across the whole world. COVID-19 reminded us how fragile this balance is. But it's only a glimpse. Every emerging pathogen whispers the same truth. We cannot isolate ourselves from the rest of life. Nature protects itself, sometimes invisibly, sometimes violently. Nature's message here is, ignore the boundaries I have drawn, and you invite consequences you cannot see until it is too late. Soil and forest, degradation, the ground beneath our feet, beneath every step we take. Life works in unseen ways, such as roots weaving, microbes breaking down, forests breathing. This is the architecture of survival, the foundation of tomorrow. But we are stripping it bare. Deforestation tears apart carbon-storing giants. Soil erosion washes away fertility. Over-farming depletes nutrients faster than they can return. Desertification spreads silently, as if the earth itself is retreating. Without healthy land, we lose more than food. We lose climate regulation, water purification, the very cycles that sustain life. Every acre lost is a fragment of our own story erased. Nature's message. I am the ground beneath you, the forest above. Strip me, and you strip the future. Tend to me, and I will nurture life beyond your imagination. Every warning the planet has sent is also an invitation. The message is not only of fear, but of hope around the world. There are sparks of change. Forests regrow where chainsaws once roared. Oceans are being cleaned. Waves freed from plastic, renewable energy light cities without burning the sky. Communities adapt, innovate, and restore. Nature has never stopped speaking. It speaks in fire, ice, wind, rain, and silence. It speaks in the hum of a bee, the crack of a glacier, the swell of the ocean. And now it is our turn to answer, not with words, but with change. If you felt the weight of these messages, if you felt the urgency, the beauty, the fragility, then join the movement. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, subscribe for more stories from our living planet, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a message from Earth itself, because listening is only the first step. Action is what will decide the future.